Well, it's good that you're already there. All right, we are looking at lesson 10, but let's talk about a few other things first. Like, for example,
Just
well,
do it!
all right, fine. Lesson 10 it is. All right, so we are writing and we are expanding multiplication expressions. So what we're after here is we're kind of upgrading how we write things out. It's kind of like from print to cursive, all right? We're just changing how things are written out. And we've noticed now for a while now that X cannot mean multiplication anymore. So what we're dealing with here is we can't write with the X anymore. So we've had the dot. Look down at part B here, down there. There's your dots there. But still, even with this, we don't. When we write a number being multiplied by a variable, in other words, a letter, we just put them right against each other. So 6 times B is just written as 6 and then B. All right. That's it. All right. And I think my page has just changed here. And a back. Okay, so 6 times b is just going to be 6b. We just put the two right up against each other. So what you can start to see is we really don't like using certain letters too much because they kind of look like certain numbers. That 6 and that b, yeah, so you're going to start seeing that certain letters get used over and over again, whereas some don't get used as much. So 4 times 3 times h, the idea here is you can multiply your numbers together. 4 times 3 is 12. All right, and then what's 12 times h? Well, we just simply write it out as 12h. A little annoying here, people. Hold on. Okay, so like we said, 4 times 3 is 12. All right. And then 12 times h, well, again, we just put the letter right up against the number. We don't, when we multiply, we don't use a dot in between there. We definitely don't use the x that's in between there. A letter versus number. And the other thing, too, is number always first. All right, so that's something we do want to watch for. So we're going to multiply 2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. And then we're going to multiply the 8 times a. So 8 times a is 8a. And then 8a times b, well, just 8ab. So really what it comes down to it is you multiply your numbers together and then you pretty much just slap everyone up against each other. All right, that's what it looks like for your multiplication that you're after. All right, so take a moment, try D. All right, try D there for it. Did you multiply 5 times 3? Did you put down a 15? And then we're going to multiply it times m and times p, so it's just 15mp. That's it. All right, the last one we want to watch here is for letter E. Okay, and so technically we would do 1 times g, which is 1g, and 1 time, and then times w, so we get 1gw. Here's the thing though, is we do not, all right, we do not use a 1. When we have 1 of something, we just put it down. Because let's look at it. How many do you see here? 1 of them. There's no need to say it up front. So if you have a 1 that's out in front, if you're multiplying by 1, let's think about that. If you multiply something by a 1, does it change? No. So that's why, all right, we don't even fill that in. So do get into that habit at a young, early age. All right, so now what they're having us do is the opposites. So we are expanding, all right? And we're using that dot to mean your multiplication, all right? So we're going to break down, we're going to expand it. This is saying 5 times g. So it's a 5, and then it's times, and then g. All right, that's it. They're just trying to get you to go backwards there. All
Looks
right,
good!
it does. All right, 7 times a times b times c. Again, realize it's multiplication, so 7 times a times b times c. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Almost a little disappointing, I know. All right. We do want to expand, so we do want to break down our numbers as well. So the 12, all right, how can you break down 12? Well, some of you are going to go, well, wait, hey, isn't that 3 times 4? And I say, yes, it is. But wait a second. Can you break down a 3? No. Can you break down a 4? 4 is really 2 times 2. And then don't forget your g, so then it's times your g. So we do need to break it all the way down. What you'll notice here is that these are prime numbers. This is also referred to as prime factorization, all right? Something that will make an appearance later on in your math career. So 3 times h times 8. Well, we got two ways of doing this. One, we could just break it down, all right? Can I break down the 3? No. Can I break down the h? No. Can I break down the 8? Ah, yes, we can. All right. So that's really 3 times h times, and then 4 times 2. Can you break anyone else down? Yeah, we can break the 4 down. So that's really 3 times h times 2 times 2. And then we do have this other 2 that is here. Okay, so we just want to kind of clean things up. We do like all the numbers first. All right, so 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times, and then just your h. And the whole idea is that if you would multiply this out, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 24 times h, 24h. If you go up here and you do 3h times 8, yeah, you're going to get 24h. So some people like to do like that. Other people like to do the multiplication and then break it down. So for example, all right, 7g times 9h would give me 63gh. Now, it's fine if we do this, but if you break down 63, what are you going to get? No, you're going to get 7 times 9. Then you're like, wait a second, didn't I just have that? And I'm like, yeah, you did just have that. So it's okay. Some of you kind of would prefer this method. You just see it better, all right? It's just kind of up to you, all right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What some people do, all right? So again, it is about a comfort level for you. Can we break anyone else down? 7? No. 9? All right. The 9 is broken down as 3 times 3, all right, times g times your h. And that's what we're after there, people. All right. Example number 3, a little vocabulary here. Find the product of it, which just means to multiply. So if I multiply 4f times 7g, you get, yes, you do, 28fg. All right, that's it. Remember, numbers with numbers, all right, and then up against the letters and letters up against letters there. So 3de times 9yz, well, 3 times 9, 27, and then it's just d, e, y, z. Go ahead, you're gonna, 27 days, yeah, I know, everyone says it every year. All right, that's okay. Okay, so last one here, double the product of 6y and 3bc. Okay, so first of all, double means to, yeah, times it by 2, and then the product means to, well, we're going to multiply. So 6y times 3bc. So you can actually multiply based off your properties, your smaller numbers together. You might find it's easier. So for example here, 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 6 gives you 36. If you did 2 times 6, you'd get 12. 12 times 3, it's still 36, people. And then we write it out. We like alphabetical order, so we like B, C, Y. All right, it's what we call standard form. It's typically how you see things written out. You know, the variable police are not going to come out and get you if you don't put in alphabetical order, but it is, again, one of those kind of habits that you want to do. Oh my goodness, people, that's it. We're done. All right, there's no more left to do with it. So obviously you've got a question there. That's where we want you to kind of put it down there. You're done with everything here when it comes down to it. So enjoy whatever time day it is.
I'll be back.